You're watching MITV, McAllen Instructional Television.
Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Jay Gonzalez. I'm Superintendent of Schools for McAllen ISD. On behalf of the district and our Board of Trustees, welcome to DQ Fan Field at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium. We wish all those competing and performing the best of luck, and we hope all those in attendance enjoy the competition.
Welcome to the Sideline Pregame Show from Dairy Queen on North 23rd. I'm Jake Berry, Mark May. Mark, we've got a couple games here. Friday night, we've got McAllen Memorial, La Jolla, Mac High, Juarez-Lincoln. It's a battle between two districts, but more importantly, Rowe is playing for their lives tonight.
Yeah, indeed they are playing on the road at La Jolla, and our feature game, Mac High, La Jolla, Juarez-Lincoln. We'll talk about that one too here in a moment. And if you look at the standings, Jake, we know that right now the PSJ Bears, they're in. La Jolla, Juarez-Lincoln, Mac High, not going to be in the playoffs this year. Then we've got a logjam of 5 teams, all vying for 3 spots. Memorial and Rowe both are in that logjam, and Rowe is in the weakest position right now at 2 and 3 in the standings. They probably need to win both games this week and next week to be able to get into the playoffs. So they definitely have to win tonight. Kind of a must-win game for them, if you will, on the road at La Jolla. La Jolla, a strong team. They're 3-2 in the district and 6-2 overall. And if you look at the Rowe Warriors, certainly excellent passing team, averaging 27 points a game. They get about 230 yards passing per game, and so it's about 2/3 pass versus the run. Jonas Ortiz continues to shine at quarterback, over almost 1,800 yards. He's thrown the ball and 14 touchdowns. Had his streak snapped last week, was not able to get a touchdown pass for the first time this season, and a season low 129 yards. So Rowe will be working on that to improve tonight. Lalo Bosquez, their leading ball carrier, has 7 touchdowns, averaging over 5 yards a carry. Lorenzo Lopez has really come into his own as a running back spot. He's a sophomore, Lopez, and scored the touchdown last week in that loss to Mission. And Ruben Saenz, Ruben Salinas, there are 2 stalwarts at wideout. Noe Ramirez also will see the ball quite a bit. He's had 3 touchdown passes, or 3 touchdown catches, and last week caught 4 balls for 44 yards, so he's seen it more and more. But as they go up against La Jolla tonight, it's going to be a tough order for them. Coach Ruben Farias' crew is 6-2. Juan Rodriguez is their quarterback, but he doesn't throw the ball very much. This team is very one-dimensional, really. They will run almost exclusively, averaging less than 30 yards a game passing and close to 300 rushing. So it's no secret what La Jolla likes to do. And Rodriguez, the quarterback, is a very strong run threat, not so much as a passing threat. Has not had a touchdown pass since week 3, in fact. So since they've been in district, it's been run. Eddie Villarreal is their leading rusher. He's over 1,000 yards, about 1,100 yards and 5.7 a carry. 17 touchdowns for him. Irvin Zamora, who is a wide receiver and defensive back, is averaging about 145 yards a game. He's the 3rd leading rusher and also the leading tackler on the team. So he's a great 2-way player. Trey Pettis, linebackers, their 2nd leading tackler. Their defense overall has 11 sacks this year. So a team that can play capable defense and can control the ball on the ground. That's going to be a tall order for Rowe to make sure that they limit or keep La Jolla from grinding it out and getting sustained drives, so the Rowe offense can be out there as much as possible for Rowe to pick up the win tonight.
Well, this is one of those games that it's going to prepare. If Rowe can win this game, it's going to set them up nicely for next week's game against McAllen Memorial, 2 very similar teams. We'll have to see how this goes. Yeah,
and that's a bit unfortunate, because that could be a game where the winner gets in and the loser goes home when Rowe and Memorial face each other next week. But that very well may be the case because the way things are wrapping up, that could happen. And you're going to have there's a chance still for you to have a four-way logjam of teams at 4 and 3 in the district. So in which case it would come down to positive points and things like that. So it's not over yet. I mean, Rose still has a very strong shot at the playoffs. Memorial does too. And there is a scenario where both could get into at 4 and 3. But obviously things would have to fall into the right place.
Well, we'll have to see how the road game goes. We're going to go to break. When we come back, we're going to talk about McAllen and Juarez-Lincoln. Welcome to the Sideline pregame show. I'm here with Mark May at Dairy Queen on North 23rd, Jake Berry. Mark, McAllen, Juarez-Lincoln, you're pretty much in this game fighting for,
fighting for pride and for building
respectability,
something to build for next year. Put a lot of young guys out there, and it happens every year. Somebody dwindles to the bottom of the standings. This year it's McAllen, La Jolla, Juarez-Lincoln. And the interesting thing about this game is the two teams are probably pretty evenly matched. Juarez-Lincoln, they like to run the ball pretty much. They do have a strong running back in Albert Martinez. And then McAllen, they like to run more than pass, but they're a little more balanced in their attack. And Brian Garza at quarterback, Robert Amador, who will also see some action at quarterback. They've combined for close to 600 yards passing this year. And then they've got several running backs who are kind of coming into their own, and Sage Diaz, Daniel Cáceres, and Fabian Ayala, who will all see the ball out of that backfield. As far as when they throw the ball, Felipe Magaña is their leading receiver. He's tall, 6'1". He's a deep threat, has close to 200 yards receiving this year and averaging 16 yards a catch. Sergio Villarreal, who's a senior, is caught 4 balls for 24 yards last week, so he's a target who's now beginning to emerge. Jackson Helmkamp is really playing well on both sides of the football. He's the leading tackler on the team, had an interception in the game, and also 4 catches for 67 yards on the offense, averaging about 17 yards a catch. So he's
your Mr. Do-It-All.
Yeah. He's kind of their like a Deion Sanders type. He can play receiver, he can play defensive back, and even play linebacker. So Helmkamp has really come into his own. Some of the defensive standouts include Trip Potter at the safety, Trace Gagne at linebacker, Malachi Dames, who's got 9 sacks on the season now of a team total of 19. Luis Olandes is in there. David Chiquito and Daniel Chiquito both have the team lead of 2 interceptions each. And then Isaiah Rodriguez, who has a couple of sacks just last week, is a player that we featured on our package for the Sideline show. And here's what Isaiah Rodriguez had to say.
My name's Isaiah Rodriguez. I'm number 46. I play defensive end for the McAllen Bulldogs.
95 yards. A lot of short passes. Fajardo, 3rd down and 2. Rolling out to his right is going to be sacked. Big play by the McAllen defense.
I play defensive end, and the responsibilities are to make sure that you have the outside contained, keep the offensive tackle off the linebackers so that it's easier for the linebacker, safeties, and corners to make plays.
Ball may have come out. Either way, it's going to be Bulldog football.
I'm not always looking to make the play. I'm trying to make it easier for the linebackers and safeties to make the play.
A lot of short passes. Fajardo, 3rd down and 2. Rolling out to his right is going to be sacked. Big play by the McAllen defense.
Welcome back to the Sideline pregame show from here at Dairy Queen on North 23rd. Mark May, Jake Berry. We look at this. We're getting down to the last few weeks of the season. McAllen, their defense has been scary at times. They can play really, really well. Who does McAllen have on that defense?
Well, McAllen, they've got some good numbers: 19 sacks, 7 interceptions, and 5 fumble recoveries. So 12 turnovers that they've generated this year. And David Chiquito, Daniel Chiquito, the brothers at cornerback, have combined for 4 interceptions this season. And one's a senior, one's a junior. So the younger one, David, will be back for next season. They've also got Trace Gagne, a linebacker with 56 tackles, been a starter the whole year. He'll be back next year. Also, Isaiah Rodriguez, I think, will be coming back next year. And so they got some good players in Jackson Helmkamp also that we talked about a moment ago. He's a junior, so he'll be back as a two-way player next year as well. Brian Garza, their quarterback, a junior. Robert Amador, the other quarterback, is also a junior. So yeah, quite a number of players, a good core there that's going to come back next season, picked up some good experience this year, and hopefully they can get on a winning note tonight and then finish up the season on a positive note next week. They'll finish up on the road at PSJA North.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. We'll have to see how tonight's game goes. Juarez-Lincoln is going to run. Mackay does, they run a lot, but they have been explosive with those long plays. Yeah,
they do have the deep threat in Felipe Magana. So, and I'm sure Sergio Villarreal also is a good possession type receiver. So, yeah, they will throw the ball some, probably a little more than their opponent, Juarez-Lincoln, will.
Well, I guess we'll see. We'll see you after the game for the Sideline Post-Game Show. Countdown to kickoff is about to begin.
The Rio Grande Valley is built on a strong foundation of family. We honor that tradition and are proud to announce that Elsa State Bank and Rio Bank are coming together to make a stronger bank for the Valley. Rio Bank, your kind of bank, your kind of banker.
Too fast to prepare for this. Tripping in the world could be dangerous. Everybody circling as vultures. Negative, nepotist. Whip, run me like a racehorse. Pull me like a ripcord. Break me down and build me up. I wanna be the slip. Word on your lip. Rather that you rip. Break me down and build me up. Whatever it takes.
And welcome to DQ Fan Field at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium. Tonight, the McAllen High Bulldogs, their homecoming game. We got the kids from the classes of 1999, 2009, 89, 79, all the way back here to support the Bulldogs tonight, who are playing the La Jolla Juarez-Lincoln Huskies. It's a District 36A match coming your way right here on football night in McAllen. Hello and welcome. I've got my purple shirt, my purple tie on for the Bulldogs tonight, this last home game for their regular season. And we'll take a look at the keys for tonight's game as they take on the Huskies. First of all, for the McAllen High Bulldogs, you're looking at establishing the running game. If they get the running game going, they can get some short gains, pick up some first downs, and just think about first downs, moving the ball down the field. And that brings us into our second key, which is the short passing game. And once you've established the run, it opens up the short passing game. Hit a number of short passes, little 5 and outs, little curls over the middle and things like that, and you can continue to move the football. And then moving into our third key, that's going to be stopping the run. And you stop the run for the other team, the La Jolla Juarez-Lincoln Huskies. They run very well. They have a strong running back, and Albert Martinez, who wears number 11. And if they can key on him and slow him down, they have a good chance of forcing some punts and getting the ball back, and they can continue with their run and their short passing game. So that's a look at some of the keys here tonight for the McAllen Bulldogs. And as we take a look at the starting lineup for the Mackay Bulldogs tonight, who won the toss earlier but elected to defer to the second half, so it'll be the Huskies starting with the football. But as we take a look at the starting lineup for Mackay, you've got Brian Garza Jr. at quarterback, and then Sage Diaz, Franklin Ediano in the backfield. Then receivers Aldo Morin, Sergio Villarreal, and Ed Castillo. Ed Castillo at the tight end spot. And then looking at the offensive line, you've got Zach Mejia, Kai Hare, Sebastian Buitron, and Trey Santos and Julian Lopez rounding out that group. And moving over to defense, Mason Brewer, Luis Holandes actually probably not going to play tonight. Sarah Arredondo is in there at tackle. Malachi Dames, who leads the team in sacks, is in there at defensive end. Linebackers, Trace Gagne, Jordan Lopez, and Joey Alanis, the senior, on the outside. The secondary, they've got David Chiquito, the junior, and his brother Daniel Chiquito, the senior, on the cornerbacks. And then in the middle, the safeties, Trip Potter and Shamir Mallard. So there's your starting lineup for the McAllen Bulldogs tonight. We're about 2 minutes away from kickoff. La Jolla Juarez-Lincoln taking on the McAllen Bulldogs. We're hearing the Juarez-Lincoln alma mater right now. And their players are out there on the field. They'll be wearing the white jerseys tonight with the gray pants and the red trim and the red numerals. And then McAllen will be wearing their home purple. They've got the deep purple pants and the purple jerseys with the white numerals. And of course the purple helmet with the gold bulldog on there. Earlier tonight they had the cheerleaders, some ex-cheerleaders, former Bulldog cheerleaders in the crowd tonight performing with the current cheerleaders. And there you see some of the student body there ready and excited for tonight's game. And of course it's already, they're kind of pepped up, the Bulldogs are, because the Bulldogs won a volleyball playoff earlier this evening. So congratulations to Coach Paula Dodge and the McAllen Lady Bulldogs volleyball team. They are area champions, winning over Harlingen South in 3 straight games tonight. And they'll move on to the 3rd round of the playoffs, and they'll play Laredo United early next week. So McAllen already something to be excited about. It's also homecoming, so a lot of things for McAllen to be excited about as they get ready for this final regular season home game against the La Jolla Juarez-Lincoln Huskies. And there you see some of the former cheerleaders, I think from the class of '89. They were out there earlier doing the Bulldog cheer. Members of the class of '89 right there. And they also have up in the stands, of course, the classes of '79 and '69 and '59, and everybody here for the Bulldogs here tonight. And of course, more recent classes like 1999 and 2009 out there too. But there's former cheerleaders from the class of 1989. It's good to see them back here. And I know they enjoyed being out there on the field a moment ago. Gorgeous t-shirts as well. They're going to be getting ready now for the national anthem. That'll be performed by the McAllen High School Jazz Band. And before we get to that, they'll have the Veteran of the Week. The Veteran of the Week moving out to midfield right now. So the Jazz Band is prepared for the national anthem here in just a moment. There's our ROTC. And tonight's Veteran of the Week, there you see on the right side of your screen, Mr. Juan Guzman, and there we see our ROTC, Abigail Bialba, Norma Mancier, Amaris Chargois, Yvette Ramos, and America Alvarez, under Raul Munguia and Sergeant Reyes Rios. And our veteran tonight is Mr. Juan Guzman, who served in the U.S. Navy from 1975 to 1981. And he's now a paraeducator at Wilson Elementary School here in McAllen. There is Mr. Guzman right there, our Veteran of the Week. This is something we do at all the McAllen ISD home games for the Bulldogs, Warriors, and Mustangs, is honoring a veteran at each game. And we appreciate Mr. Guzman and his service in the U.S. Navy.
Jazz Ensemble, directed by Mr. Bobby Salazar.
The Jazz Ensemble, directed by music director Bobby Salazar. performs and sings in the mariachis as well. A lot of terrifically talented musicians here in McAllen ISD, and a great job there by the jazz ensemble under Mr. Bobby Salazar. And we're ready to play some football now. It's going to be the McAllen Bulldogs taking on La Joya Juarez-Lincoln. Both these teams not a factor in the playoff picture. Both of them know that the regular season is going to be it for them. La Joya Juarez-Lincoln still looking for their first win this year. They're 0-8 overall. McAllen at 1-7. But both teams trying to build for next year. And of course, for the seniors, they know that they only have 2 games left in their high school careers. They want to make the most of it. They're going to be going all out tonight. And then some new players who want to see some action, get some varsity experience, and build for next year. So a lot to play for both teams here tonight. McAllen and La Joya Juarez-Lincoln, as we see Coach Kevin Brewer, head coach of the McAllen Bulldogs, in his 6th year as head coach of the Bulldogs. And Bulldogs ready to go tonight. Need some last-minute pep talk there for the players. And that'll be Juarez-Lincoln to receive. There we see the members of the Juarez-Lincoln cheerleaders. Their head coach, Mr. Tomas Garcia, in his 2nd year as head coach at the Huskies. The Huskies went 6-4 last year, just barely missed out on the playoffs. This year, things haven't gone their way. McAllen Marching Band, congratulations to them. A Division I rating at the Pigskin Band Jubilee this year. Also advanced and performed at the area band competition, as did the Mustang and Warrior Marching Bands. There's Juarez-Lincoln coming out onto the field right now. They got the silver helmets, the word Huskies written on the side. They're around the Silver Stars dance team. So the Huskies ready to play tonight. And the Bulldogs. Both these teams, I'm sure, feel they can get the win tonight. Both teams kind of evenly matched. And so we expect a close game here tonight. And there's a big cheer right now on the McAllen fans as they're announcing about the volleyball playoff win earlier this afternoon. The McAllen Lady Bulldogs defeating the Harlingen South Lady Hawks in 3 straight games. So McAllen's Lady Bulldogs have won 2 playoff games now. They've finished 2nd in the district, and then they earned a win over Laredo LBJ in bi-district, and then of course Harlingen South today for the area championship. McAllen Bulldogs, you can see, are spirited. They're ready to play, ready for some football here tonight at DQ Fan Field. It's a beautiful night, and a little bit cool outside, so it's going to be perfect night for football weather. The ball is fielded at the 14-yard line as we've kicked it off, and Juarez-Lincoln runs it across the 30 all the way up to about the 34-yard line. Manuel Briceño, a senior, gets good field position there for the Huskies. So the Huskies will bring their offense out. They've got quarterback Efren Martinez leading them. They also have another quarterback, Josh Briones, who will play in there. Albert Martinez, their main running back. They've also got Jason Martinez, who will play running back, and Joe Martinez, who will play at receiver. So Martinez, you know, is going to get the ball quite a bit tonight. 4-down lineman for the Bulldogs, as on 1st down and 10. They hand it off straight ahead and pick up about maybe 2 yards. That was 33, Jonathan Salazar. And he gets 2 yards, and it'll be 2nd down and 8. Helping out on the tackle for the Bulldogs, the linebacker, Matthew Ramos. They're actually going to give him credit for a 3-yard gain, so it'll be 2nd down and 7. So just underway, no score between the Huskies and Bulldogs here at DQ Fan Field. Toss right side as the running back has some room at the 40. 1st down and more into Bulldog territory, about the 48-yard line. Big run there for Kenneth Gonzalez. It's just a sophomore. And he's all the way to the Bulldog 47-yard line. Gain of 16 yards and a 1st down. So Juarez-Lincoln, their strong suit is their running game. They have several running backs who can carry the football. With Daniel Chiquito making the tackle there. Not before he picked up the 1st down. So 1st and 10 Huskies. They're going to hand this straight ahead to the fullback. It's another carry for Salazar, and he has another 3-yard gain. give him credit to the 44-yard line. And it'll be second down and 7. Let's see, as Malachi Dames wrapped him up, and Trip Potter got in there along with David Chiquito. Quarterback is Josh Briones. He's a junior. It's a shotgun snap. They're going to hand this off. Running straight ahead is the sophomore running back again, Gonzalez. And Gonzalez across the 40 to about the 38-yard line. It'll bring up third down and short. Gain of 6 on the play. So now third down and a long yard. See what the Huskies can do here. So Briones will be under center this time. He's got an I backfield. Tied into the right side. There's a fumble in the backfield. Ball's loose. I think the Huskies may have gotten it back, but it's going to be fourth down. And a great job by the Mackay defensive tackle. That was Jose Reyes who jumped in there. And that's him coming off the field right there. And he jumped in there and knocked that ball loose before they could hand it off. So it's a loss of 3 back to the 41-yard line. And it brings up fourth down and 4. Huskies, I don't see anybody come onto the field, so it looks like they might be going for it here. And indeed, they will, although we've got a whistle now and a timeout called by the Bulldogs. So Mackay takes a timeout there first with 8:56 to play here in the first quarter. Let's go ahead and take a break. No score in our game here on Football Night in McAllen. We'll be back in just a moment. And we're back here on DQ Fan Field, Football Night in McAllen. No score early on. We're just 3 minutes in. And the Huskies facing a fourth down near midfield. And following the Bulldog timeout, they look like they will go for it. Facing a 4th and 4. So Briones is going to be in the shotgun now. This is a different formation they had before. They've got kind of a stack on the right side. Now they send a man in motion. He starts forward, and that's going to be 5 yards. So that'll move it back to the 46, and 4th and 4 is going to be 4th and 9.
False start, number 33 for the offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down. On me.
Let's take a look at our officials for tonight. And tonight's crew, the referee in the white cap, Mr. Fernando de la Garza, then John Cardenas, Victor Trevino, Antonio Salinas, and Frankie Garcia are men in the stripes. And now they bring on the punting unit with a 4th and 9 situation. Bulldogs put on a rush, got close to it, but the Huskies get it off, and it's fielded at about the 15-yard line, right up ahead to about the 22. So a short return there for number 40, Joe Trevino. And the Bulldogs will have their first possession starting with 8:46 to go here in the first quarter. So Huskies were able to pick up 1 first down, and then the drive kind of stalled. And the Bulldogs holding and have the ball at their own 22 now. They start on their first possession. So Brian Garza in there at quarterback. He's got Tito Cantu in the backfield with him. He's going to hand this off to Daniel Cáceres, and Cáceres runs it ahead to the 29-yard line. Pickup of about 7. So we talked about the Bulldogs establishing the running game early, and they get actually 8 yards on that first play. It's going to be an 8-yard pickup to the 30. So 2nd and 2. They'll line up Aldo Morin outside to the left side. They've got a slot receiver in there, then Garza in the gun. Slot is Magana as they hand this off straight ahead. And they pick up a first down there. A nice little run there for running back Franklin Ediano. And the Bulldogs all the way up to the 38 with back-to-back 8-yard runs. Tackle on the play by the Huskies. That was Adrian Rueda. Again, Garza out of the guns, going to hand this off. This looks like Cáceres, and Cáceres racing ahead up to about the 45, maybe the 46-yard line. Another good gain there for the Bulldogs running game. They get 8 yards again. And on the tackle, it was Ayala who got the tackle. So second down and closer to 3. They've got kind of an inverted wishbone there in the backfield with Garza's going to hand this off. Got a good hold there for the running back across the 50 to the 49-yard line, and that's another first down. And that was Sage Diaz. Tackle on the plate, Luis Garza, the defensive back for the Huskies, but not before they pick up 5 yards and a first down. Bulldogs with 29 yards on 4 carries here early on. So Sebastian Buitron calls a signal at the line of scrimmage. He'll center the ball as they hand it off to Cáceres, and Cáceres rolling to his left side is across the 45 to about the 44 in Husky territory. Gain of 5 on the play. Adam Reyna helping out on the tackle. We're now at the Husky 45. There's going to be a gain of 4. And second down and 6 for the Bulldogs now. Bulldogs using a variety of offensive formations. Now they got 2 receivers to the right. They fake the handoff. Garza to keep it, big hole up the middle. First down and more outside to the 30. Now trying to cut back inside and forced out of bounds near the 20-yard line. Great fake by Garza, who exploited that and ran all the way down to the Husky 22, a gain of 23 yards. The Bulldogs have 3 first downs now on this drive. Tackle on the play made by number 9, Fernando Buenrostro. But a big run there for Garza and the Bulldogs. Now 2 receivers to the left side. Garza again in the gun. Going to hand this off. Looks like Cáceres. Make that Ediano. And Ediano tackled after about a 3 or 4 yard pickup. On the tackle was 76 Adam Reyna, the defensive lineman. And the Bulldogs are now into the red zone at the 17-yard line. Second and about 4.5 now. They got Tito Cantu back in there, along with Diaz in the backfield with Garza. Garza will hand off to Diaz, trying to go outside to the right, has some room. It's the 15, now hit, still going to the 8-yard line. Kept his balance and used good second effort there. Get it all the way down to the 8. Jacob Lada finally brought him down, but not before he picked up a first down with a 9-yard run. So it's first and goal now for the Bulldogs. So the Bulldogs threatening here early. We're under 5 minutes to play in the first quarter. And Garza is going to step into the shotgun. He's got Cáceres to his right. 2 receivers left. Now one goes in motion. They're going to flip to him. Running to the right side, a sweep. And cutting out to the 5 and trying to squeeze forward before knocked out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Terrific effort there by number 18, Felipe Magana. Gain of 6. And that'll bring up second down and goal. We're at 4:25 to go here in the first quarter. See the replay there. They tackle Adrian Rueda. And now 2nd and goal from the 2. And again, an inverted wishbone in the backfield with Garza in the shotgun. Garza's going to hand this off, running straight ahead and hit at the line of scrimmage and forced back. That was Diaz with the carry. Our first man to make contact, Kent Hernandez, the linebacker for the Huskies. So they stop him for no gain. So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 2. Clock now under 4 minutes to go first quarter. No score. Bulldogs threatening. Garza out of the gun. And he's going to hand this off, running straight ahead, right side, touchdown. That's Diaz. And a touchdown for the Bulldogs. Big cheer from McAllen. Got the flags on the field, all the coaches excited, players excited. And McAllen, their opening drive, takes it the length of the field and punches it in on 3rd and goal. Here's the extra point try. High snap, hold is there, kick is up and away, and it's good. Edre Barbosa with the kick, or was there a flag down? I believe there was a flag down. They might have to re-kick.
Number 99 for the offense. We'll do the try again.
So a penalty against the Bulldogs. Will move it back 5 yards, and they'll have to retry the kick. That was an 11-play, 78-yard drive for the Bulldogs. So this will be a 25-yard extra point try. Here's the snap, good hold, and the extra point is up, and it's good once again. So Edry Barbosa is good on the kick, and the Bulldogs lead it here early by a score of 7-0 over La Joya Juarez-Lincoln. Another look at the touchdown on 3rd and goal from the 2. They hand off Diaz. Some terrific blocking there by the offensive line. Kai Hare with a good block, and Joey Alanis with a solid block. And the Bulldogs lead it early, 7-0 here on Football Night at McAllen. And we've got the fan cam going now.
It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. Off from my city, off from my home. We're flying up, no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it, so don't stop. And under the lights when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move
Back to see.
That was the fan cam. Here's the kickoff by Barbosa. This is going to be high and deep, fielded at the 4-yard line. Run back across the 10, now the 20, now up to the 30-yard line before he's hit. He goes down at the 31-yard line. It's a good return by Emilio Bocanegra. And on the tackle for the Bulldogs, I believe it was 35, Tito Cantu. Huskies will have it their own 31-yard line. Their last drive, they were able to pick up a first down before the drive stalled and they had to punt. Bulldogs then went 78 yards for a touchdown and a 7-0 lead. 3:38 to go in the first quarter. Briones at quarterback. He's going to hand this off. Going to the right side, that's Gonzalez. And Gonzalez trying to find some room, but it's going to be bottled up after a gain of about 2. And on the tackle was Matthew Ramos, a linebacker for the Bulldogs. See, Ramos came up from behind him, pulled him down. Good job in there by Isaiah Rodriguez to kind of hold his ground there on the defensive line. And so 2nd down and 9 now. Briones wants to throw, being rushed. He's going to run it now and is hit downfield and stays on his feet, picks up the 1st down. Tough cookie there as he got hammered, but just bounced off him like a pinball. Finally brought down by Shamir Mallard. But a terrific run there all the way up to the 44, gain of 11. So Huskies have a 1st down. See, on the tackle was, again, Matthew Ramos. He's got 2 tackles early here tonight. Huskies with an eye backfield. And Briones rolls out, wants to throw again, is being chased, going to hit his man in a short out route. And he'll go down without picking up any more yards. That was Trip Potter with the tackle. On the catch was Joe Martinez. And they're up to the 48-yard line, a gain of only 4. First completed pass tonight for the Huskies. So we take a look at that again. So did a good job of leading Martinez, and then Potter coming from out of nowhere with the big tackle. On this season, Potter came in with 51 tackles, had 8 last week. He's 3rd on the team in tackles. So they hand this off. This is Martinez again. Races up to the 50-yard line. It'll be 3rd down at about 4. Trace Gagne got the tackle. 3rd down now. We're at 1:20 to go in the 1st quarter. And 7-0 lead for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs with 4 down linemen. And Briones going to do some misdirection as they try a sweep to the right side. It's cut off, going to come back to the other side though with some space. And go down after picking up the 1st down, a gain of about 5. Nice open field tackle by David Chiquito. But not before Joe Martinez had picked up the 1st down. Gain of 6 on the play. And the Huskies have another 1st down. So you see that replay once again. A good job by Martinez to kind of improvise there. So it was supposed to be a sweep to the right, made it all the way back to the left. Was able to get 6, and a good play there by the junior David Chiquito. Nice open field tackle. And a toss to the right side as Gonzalez cuts it inside at the 40. Then he's hit there. Nice big tackle there made by Mallard. That was on Gonzalez. Gonzalez with a good gain though, all the way up to the 37-yard line. Gain of 7 on the play.
Injury timeout.
So we got an official's timeout as we see the replay there. And a good, Mallard, you could see just not to be pushed back at all as Mallard wrapped him up and brought him down for the tackle. So 2nd down and short for the Huskies as we take a break. Bulldogs lead it 7-0 here on Football Night in McAllen.
At Lone Star National Bank, we are making a difference because we believe prosperity is best measured by the communities we help build and the lives we help change. Lone Star National Bank, proud to be the Valley's bank.
And welcome back here on Football Night in McAllen. It's the Mackay Bulldogs leading La Jolla Juarez-Lincoln 7-0. Juarez-Lincoln in their 10th season, or their 11th season actually, opened in 2008 when La Jolla School District went from 1 high school to 3 high schools. They had the La Jolla Juarez-Lincoln and also La Jolla Palmview opening up that year. They've been a 3 high school town ever since, just like McAllen. So Huskies now with a 2nd and 3 in Bulldog territory at the 37. And they're going to go ahead and let time run out in the 1st quarter. So we've reached the end of the 1st quarter, and the Bulldogs lead it by a score of 7-0. Teams will switch ends of the field. We'll go ahead and take a break. Be back with the start of the 2nd quarter in just a moment. You're watching Football Night in McAllen. And we're back here on Football Night at McAllen, starting the second quarter. It's a 2nd down and 3 for the Huskies, and they have a whistle right at the start.
False start. Number 80 for the offense. 5-yard penalty. Taken out.
So now moving back to the 42-yard line. Bulldog fans having fun here tonight. It's homecoming night. Here's a toss to Gonzalez, left side, gets around the corner at the 40, has the first down before he's collared and brought down about the 31-yard line. Mallard in there on that tackle again. And this will be a 12-yard gain to the 30-yard line. And a new first down for the Huskies. We take a look at that replay. See Mallard wrapping him up. Potter and Chiquito also close in on that play. We're underway here in the second quarter as they hand off, sweep to the right side. The Bulldogs all over this one. They're going to pull him down for a loss. And terrific play there. That's Isaiah Rodriguez getting in there, all that, along with Gagne. I think on the carry was Ruiz, number 46. Correction on the ball carry was Luis Venecia. So minus 4 yards, and now it's 2nd down and 15. Actually 2nd and 14. And Briones is going to go the passing game right now. He's looking to the left side, nothing there. Now running for his life for the sideline, now gets rid of it and just throws it away. Closest receiver in the area was Isaac Villanueva. So it'll bring up 3rd down and about 14. Clock stopped at 10:41 here in the second quarter. We have an ISO replay here. Take another look. See Briones back to throws. Isaiah Rodriguez, who cut him off to start with. And then Malachi Dames was bearing down on him as he finally was forced to get rid of the ball. See Dames knocking him down there at the end. And I think the Huskies want a timeout, so they call a timeout here with 10:41 to go here in the second quarter. That'll be their first timeout. Our score is McAllen 7, La Jolla Juarez-Lincoln nothing. And so we'll take a quick timeout. You're watching Football Night in McAllen.
We love a good game, but here at Bogus, we don't believe in games and gimmicks when you're buying a new vehicle. Just real deals, friendly service, and fair prices. It's better at Bogus, in Harlingen, in McAllen, and always at bogusford.com.
And welcome back on Football Night at McAllen. I'm Mark May, the rest of our MITV crew. It's the Huskies trailing the Bulldogs right now 7-0. But the Huskies driving right now. They've got it to the Bulldog 34-yard line, but facing a 3rd and long right now, so they called that timeout. And here come the Huskies. You see the Huskies will huddle up. The Huskies have been competitive this season despite not being able to notch a win in the win column. They lost to Mission by 2 points and have had several other games that have been real close. So 3rd down and 14. Briones out of the gun, has protection, throwing to the left side deep, and this is intercepted. David Chiquito skied up for that one, and the diminutive cornerback went up there, grabbed it, and came down with the interception. That's our first turnover tonight. And what a play by David Chiquito on the 3rd and long. Able to read that pass and go up and pull it down for the intercept. Something the Bulldogs like to do is they get a turnover. They like to dunk the football in a trash can. They have a trash can there on the sideline, and here it is. There we go. Well earned by David Chiquito. Chiquito's third intercept this season, by the way. And we have movement on first down, so Bulldogs throw it downfield, but that was after the whistle. We'll take a look at the interceptions again in just a moment after we find out what this flag is about. Bulldogs have taken over at their own 5.
Offsides on the defense, number 95. First down.
So that'll help the Bulldogs a little bit. They move it up 5 yards. We take a look at this replay, a deep pass, home run ball, and Chiquito going way up to intercept that football. And great job by him, his 3rd pick of the year. So now the Bulldogs with the 1st and 5 from their 10-yard line. 10:31 to go in the second quarter. They're going to hand this off. And not much going there as the Huskies force it back. Good defending. I think that was Ediano on the carry. And Mark Pinetto with the tackle. The Bulldog Flag Corps having a good time here tonight. Homecoming game for the Bulldogs is going good so far. They have the 7-0 lead. No gain on that last play, so 2nd down and 5 as Garza wants to throw toward the sideline, and this is caught there at the 15, and that'll be a 1st down. That was Sergio Vidal with the catch. And toward the sideline and picks up the 1st down, again up to about the 17-yard line. Again, a 7 on the play. First pass of the night by the Bulldogs. And it's good enough for a 1st down.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 44 for the defense. That's a 15-yard penalty. 1st and 10, McAllen.
Wow, and that's 15 yards added to the end of the play. So that's all the way out to the 32 now. They're roughing the passer call. So 1st and 10 Bulldogs. They've gotten out of the shadow of their own goalpost. They're starting to move down the field now. It's just their 2nd possession tonight. So Garza's going to hand this off. This is Diaz looking for room around the right side. Is hit, spin move, and now swarmed after, looks like no gain, maybe a yard. They're going to give him about a half yard. And it'll bring up 2nd down. Oh, I had a shoe come off. That can happen. You have so many players in such close proximity. It's easy for somebody to step on your foot. I'm sure taking a step. So 2nd down and 9 for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs have basically 3 receivers to the left. They have a wingback there in Cantu, but Cantu's going to go in motion now to the right side. They're going to run this right. This is Cáceres. It's a little bit of space there up across the 35, all the way up to about the 48. It's a good 2nd effort there. It's a good block thrown by Sebastian Blutron. Jacob Mata with the tackle. Gain of about 6 on the play. And now it's 3rd down and 4 for the Bulldogs. Magana will line up wide to the left side. He's got Biddy out in the slot. Garza's going to hand this off. Running straight ahead, looks like Ediano. He works his way across the 40, is near the 1st down. Let's see where they spot this. He might be just maybe a half yard short. The officials, I think, are going to call timeout so they can measure this. Appears to be barely short, maybe just by inches. Here come the chains. They're recognizing members of past Mackay classes right now in the stands. Class of 69, asking those people to stand. We see a few people standing up. Congratulations to them on their 50th reunion. And you can see it's just barely short.
Short by inches.
It's going to be 4th down and, as you can see, maybe 4 or 5 inches. About the length of a hot dog. Yeah, a lot of fans here tonight. And of course at halftime they'll be announcing the homecoming king and queen. And we'll have coverage of that. Now the Bulldogs with only inches to go, but it is 4th down. They are on their own end of the field. So that last play officially a 3-yard gain. And it looks like they'll go for it here on 4th and just inches. So Garza will be out of the shotgun. He's got 3 running backs with him, forming a triangle around him. He's going to hand off to the I-back. This is Diaz, and Diaz hit in the backfield, and he's going to be short. But then the ball popped out. I think the ball popped out, and they're saying that Juarez-Lincoln has it. Would have been Juarez-Lincoln's ball anyway on the change of downs, but Juarez-Lincoln coming up with a fumble there at the Mackay 40-yard line. Right at the 40 with 7:35 to go. Here, take a look at the replay. You can see a terrific job by the defensive line of the Huskies. And actually, ball probably shouldn't have been ruled a fumble. It looked like the running back was down. So he was just trying to stretch forward. And that may have been what they ruled, because the fumble actually kind of recovered at the 41. They spotted the ball at the 40. So I think they did rule the runner down by contact, and it turns over on downs. As Briones is going to throw on 1st down. This is caught over on the left sideline, then run up ahead for about 4 yards is Isaac Villanueva. And Jordan Rivera with the stop for the Bulldogs. We'll take a look at the 4th down play one more time. You can see Diaz there is hitting the backfield and just making second effort there. He's not actually down there yet, but then right there, as he hits the turf, he's down and the ball bounces out. So not a fumble, but a turnover on downs. Briones on 2nd down and 6, going to hand this off straight ahead. And tripped up is Albert Martinez. Martinez gets it to the 30, however. So he picked up exactly enough for the 1st down. Ball now at the 30-yard line. A lot of fans here tonight. Great football weather. It's a little bit cool, but it's comfortable. 6.5 to play in the 2nd quarter. And Huskies on the march right now. 1st down at the Mackay 30. Here's Albert Martinez, left side, bounces out and is near the 1st down marker before he was wrestled out of bounds by the Bulldogs, Jackson Helmkamp. And Helmkamp is having a pretty good season. It's an offense and a defensive threat, has 59 tackles, leads the team with tackles, has 25 tackles in his last 2 games, in fact, Helmkamp. And, his sister, Maddie Helmkamp, is a setter for the volleyball team. So her team winning earlier this evening. So we take a look at the replay. And a good tackle on Albert Briones, but not before he picked up 10 yards to the 20. Handoff, this is Gonzalez, and Gonzalez is knocked down after about a 4-yard gain. And is brought down by Steven Pedraza, the sophomore defensive tackle. They're going to give him credit for 5 yards. So Huskies pick up a 1st down. We're at 6 minutes to play here in the 2nd quarter. Bulldogs with the lead at the moment, but the Huskies in red zone. They'll send 3 guys from the right side to the left side of the formation. Now they'll toss it left. That's Gonzalez. Picks up a block. Spin move as he gets inside the 10-yard line. down to about the 9. It's like a gain of about 6 on the play. One of the Bulldogs in there on the tackle was Ramsey Reyes. Actually going to give him credit to the 8-yard line, so a gain of 7 on the play. They need just 3 yards to pick up a first down. Clock continues to run now at 5:02 to go in the first half. They've got a Briones on the right side. Is going to keep it himself, running right, and gets into the end zone for the touchdown. And Briones, the quarterback, just kept it and ran with it on a sweep to the right and takes it 8 yards into the end zone for the Huskies touchdown, and they're an extra point away from tying up this game. 6-play, 40-yard drive. Remember, it started after the Huskies defense held Mackay on downs after Mackay on a 4th and inches play was not able to convert. Here's the extra point attempt, and that is up and good. And the kicker is Wesley Friday, and he's good on the extra point, and our score is now tied 7-7 with 4 minutes 50 seconds left before halftime. So let's take another look at that touchdown. See if Briones keeping it all the way, picks up the first down and picks up the touchdown. So he jumped into the end zone. Touchdown Huskies. We're all tied at 7 here on football night in McAllen. We'll be
I always tell my students I'm a product of McAllen ISD. I always tell them if I made it from being in certain areas and certain schools and I'm successful, they're able to have that success or even reach and do more. So I'm very proud to be born and raised and be a product of McAllen ISD.
And back here on football night at McAllen's homecoming for the Mackay Bulldogs. And they just recognized the class of 1979. Remember those super 70s. I love the music from the 70s as we see Sergio Villarreal back to receive the kickoff. Huskies have just tied it up. Mackay scored on their first possession in the first quarter, led 7-0. Huskies just took a possession downfield, and Briones from 8 yards out ran it in to tie it up 7-7. Just under 5 minutes to play here in the first half. Bulldogs have 2 timeouts as they field this kickoff at about the 7-yard line. This is Trevino with it. Starts at the middle, now reverses back to the right, crosses the 20, and will go down right there. And a tackle on the play by Alejandro Valladares, a linebacker for the Huskies. And see, they'll spot this at the 20.
The class of 1989. Here in the stands, stand up and be recognized. The class of 1989.
Well, they're recognizing the class of 1989 now. I think that was the year the song Love Shack came out, the B-52s. I'm starting to date myself here. 4:42 to go here in the second quarter. We're tied at 7, and Garza will flip it forward to Magana, trying to get outside left side, and he's hit but forces his way forward. With second effort across the 25 to about the 26-yard line. Several Huskies in there on the tackle, including Kent Hernandez, the linebacker. So gain of 6 on the play.
26.
Bulldogs closing in on 100 yards rushing for this first half. You see the replay there. Also in on the tackle, Manuel Briceño. So second down 4, and Garza's going to fake the handoff, is looking deep, is going to throw it down the right side, intended for Magana, and incomplete. Briceño in there on the coverage, and I'll bring up third down and 4. So Magana, certainly a deep threat. Stands over 6 feet tall. You can see Garza was looking his way. And Magana was starting to uncover a bit. But couldn't connect. Fernando Buenrostro also in there on the coverage. So 3:55 to go here in the second quarter. Third down now for the Bulldogs. And we have a whistle. Bulldogs 1 for 2 on third down tonight.
Defense, number 66, 5-yard penalty. Third down.
I think that 5-yard penalty is going to give him, yes, he corrected himself. That 5-yard penalty gives him a first down.
Be first and 10.
So the Bulldogs, the new set of downs, now at their own 31-yard line.
And that's why they recognize our class of 2009. If you're in attendance.
Now they're recognizing the class of 2009. Also here in the house tonight. The Bulldogs first and 10, their own 31. And Garza flushed out of the pocket, being chased. A flag goes down, and Garza's going to go down. So he's sacked from behind by 92, Alexis Cuellar, senior defensive lineman. When you think of 2009, I'm sure Bulldog fans will remember Sky Cook, quarterback back in those days.
Holding, number 51. That penalty is declined. Here's the spot.
So there's a loss of 5 on the play. Huskies declined the penalty, which was a hold. And it's a loss of 5 yards for the Bulldogs. So now looking at 2nd and 15. And one thing they want to be careful of is if they're forced to punt the football, is not give the Huskies too much time on the clock. Both teams do have 2 timeouts left. We're under 4 minutes to play in the first half. All tied at 7. We talked about the beginning of this game, how it was pretty evenly matched, and it's played out that way. Here's Garza, going to fake the handoff. It's misdirection. Ed Castillo, the tight end on the left side, across the 30 to about the 33 before he's brought down by a couple of Huskies. Had Brasinho in there and also Valladares. And a gain of 7 on the play for Castillo. And now it'll be third down once again. Yeah, third down about 8 here for the Bulldogs. They'll put 2 receivers to the left side. They've got Magana there along with Aaron Gonzalez in the slot. And Garza, it looks like a broken play. Started to hand it off, now is going to run it to the left side. It's going to be tackled from behind. About the line of scrimmage, brought down by Jason Martinez, a senior linebacker.
Timeout. Juarez-Lincoln. Second timeout of the first half.
So Juarez-Lincoln takes timeout. There's a gain of just 1 yard for Garza. And of course, this is what we talked about a moment ago, was Juarez-Lincoln a chance to get the ball back with time on the clock. There's 2:31 left here in the second quarter. And Juarez-Lincoln still has 1 timeout to work with. Doing the smile cam now. There we see Miss Rachel Castillo Ruiz on the right side. She's the instructor for the Mackay Steppers. A young man. He's happy. Looks like one of the little Bulldogs will be running on the field at halftime. With that t-shirt on. Bulldogs bring their punting unit out there, facing a 4th down and 7. And Tito Cantu will be the punter. And this is going to be fielded about the 25-yard line. This is Albert Martinez trying to go all the way to the left side of the field. It's going to be cut off and go down for pretty much no gain, although he ran about 30 yards laterally. There'll be no gain on the punt return. Mason Nava in there on the tackle. 2:18 to go here before halftime. Huskies have one timeout to work with. They've got 75 yards of field in front of them. So at their own 25, 2:18 to go. Of course, the Bulldogs might think about if they can get a stop here on first down, they might use a timeout as well. They could get the ball back. They still have 2 timeouts. Shotgun snap. Briones wants to keep it right side, trying to get outside. He's not going to go there. And it's Helmkamp with a terrific open field tackle. Rodriguez came in there at the end as well. But Helmkamp doing a good job there and holds him to a 2-yard gain. So the clock will run. Bulldogs not using a timeout yet. They might if they get another stop here. Huskies looking to throw now. Going to throw it over the middle and incomplete. Overthrown, intended for Joe Martinez. And that'll stop the clock. That runs in the Bulldogs' favor. Stops the clock at 1:40. Huskies passing tonight, just 2 for 5 for 8 yards. Both teams relying primarily on the run tonight. In fact, Mackay with 7 yards passing, Huskies with 8. And you see on the replay there, it had several Mackay players in the vicinity. So 3rd down and 8. Now what do you do here? Do you keep it on the ground to force Mackay to use a timeout, or do you pass the football? They're going to keep it on the ground. A handoff to Gonzalez, who's hit at the line of scrimmage, then hit again and finally wrapped up and brought down. Mallard in there on the tackle along with Gagne and Rodriguez. And see if the Bulldogs use a timeout. The clock is stopped at 1:32, and I think the Bulldogs have called timeout. So Bulldogs wisely use a timeout with 1:32 to go here in the first half. 4th down and 6 for the Huskies. And the Huskies forced to punt here. So Mackay will have a chance to score here before halftime. Coach Kevin Brewer talking to the Bulldog players. They have another chance to score here before halftime. Coming up at halftime, they're going to have marching bands from the Huskies and the Bulldogs perform. It'll be a short Bulldog performance because it's homecoming night, so we'll have the homecoming king and queen announced, and of course all the court, the dukes and duchesses and things like that. And everybody has that to look forward to. Then you have a second half of football here between these two teams. They both played an evenly matched game here in the first half. Punting unit out there for the Huskies. They're going to punt this away. This is going to be fair caught by Trevino at about the 44-yard line. So Mackay will be 56 yards away from the end zone as they pick up this possession with 1:25 to go. They do have one timeout in their pocket. And see what they can do here. They do have Magana, who's a good deep threat for them. And Vidial can catch the ball over the middle as well. So 1st and 10, Garza will be on the gun. And he wants to throw. Going to throw this one toward the sideline. It's caught, but out of bounds. Be incomplete as Mason Nava made the catch there. Nava came in with 5 catches for about 65 yards this season. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the Bulldog 44.
We appreciate Gary Quinn, a proud supporter of McAllen ISD.
Clock stopped at 1:19. Now the Bulldogs will put a trips to the right side. They've got one receiver, Helmkamp, on the left. And Garza fakes the throw. Looks like he wants to run. Is going to get hit. The Huskies did a good job of stringing that out. And he goes down at the 45, just a gain of 1 yard, to bring up 3rd down and 9. Bulldogs 2 for 4 on 3rd down. Clock is running at under a minute to go now, so 3rd and 9. Garza gets the snap. Casada stays in to block. Garza being chased now, throws toward the sideline where it's caught, and they pick up the first down. Caught by Villarreal right there by the first down marker. And clock stops at the moment with 43 seconds left as they are now in Husky territory at the 46. Gain of 9 on the play. Oh, they're actually ruling it short though. So it's 4th down in inches, but they'll go for it. And Garza's going to throw on 4th down, and it's caught. So the Bulldogs rolling the dice a little bit. Villarreal with the catch. And the Bulldogs keep the drive alive with a 4th down conversion. And they picked up yards all the way up to the 42, a gain of 4. And now Garza to throw again with 20 seconds left. And to the right side, it's caught by Villarreal again. So Sergio Villarreal with 3 consecutive catches, and this is near a first down marker. See if they mark him. I think they're going to have a timeout.
Juarez-Lincoln, that'll be the last timeout of the first half.
For Juarez-Lincoln out of timeouts. They're becoming a bit discombobulated, and I think they just wanted to make sure that Sergio Villarreal didn't continue to tear them apart. They had 3 consecutive completions from Brian Garza. So clock is stopped with 15 seconds left in the first half. And the last catch by Villarreal went for 9 yards. So they're just short of a first down right now. Still out of field goal range probably at the 33-yard line. From there it would be about a 51-yard attempt. So the Bulldogs still want to get closer. They do have 1 timeout left, so they can keep throwing the ball over the middle if they want to, or even run the football. So 2nd down and 1. Here's the blitz. Garza pump fake, now wants to run it. Squeezes his way in for the first down across the 30 to about the 28. That'll stop the clock with 8 seconds left.
Holding, number 55 for the offense. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Oh, but a holding penalty. That's going to take it back. Just the 2nd penalty of the first half on the Bulldogs, but a costly one. They were on the cusp of field goal range, but now moving all the way back to the 44-yard line. They have 8 seconds left. Bulldogs with 1 timeout. They might just have to air it out here if they can, or maybe throw it 15 yards downfield. They can get out of bounds perhaps and stop the clock. And Garza wants to throw. Being chased now is going to throw this one toward the sideline. It goes incomplete, intended for Magana. And there goes the horn to end the first half of play. So at halftime, our score is the Huskies 7 and the Bulldogs 7. Pretty evenly played first half there. And we'll have the marching bands of the Huskies and the Bulldogs here in the halftime performance. Then the homecoming king and queen. All that coming up. And before we get to that, we'll have one of our educators attempting a field goal here. Mr. Fernando Segovia, math teacher from McAllen High School, a chance to win $100 from Performance Therapeutics. He's got to make this field goal from 12 yards out. Taking his time. There's the kick, and it's up and good.
How about that?
He seemed a bit nervous there, but really just getting his game face on as he nailed that one solidly. And Mr. Fernando Segovia, math teacher at McAllen, can add $100 to his bank account, courtesy of Performance Therapeutics. Great job right there. He's our educator of the week.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. McAllen High School proudly presents the pride of McAllen, the Battling Bulldog Marching Band. The McHigh Band directors are Mr. Jason Dunn, Mr. Sonny Rosa, Mr. Bobby Salazar, Mrs. Angela Kiba, Mr. David Moreno, and Mr. Noel de la Cruz. Drum majors for the Mackay Band are Eric Martinez, Lily Godinez, Israel Landeros. Color Guard Student of the Week is Piley Stevens. Band Students of the Week are Hector Lara and Daisy Manzanares. And the Section of the Week is the Percussion. At this time, the Mackay Band is proud to announce the Band Sweetheart and Bow for this year. Tonight's presentation is being done by Annette Wallman, Mackay Band Booster President, and Elizabeth Quintanilla, Second Vice President. The Band Sweetheart and Bow for this year are Eric Martinez and Kendra Salazar. The McAllen High School Student Council welcomes you to the 2018-2019 Homecoming Halftime Festivities. Student Council officers are President Jerry Escalon, Vice President Vidal Science, Corresponding Secretary Natalie Monin, Treasurer George Bose, Parliamentarian Ava Lanise, Historian Daniela Chavarria. Every year, McAllen High School is proud to host several foreign exchange students from throughout the world. Tonight, we'd like to introduce them to you as ambassadors of friendship and culture of the countries to Mackay and the Rio Grande Valley. This year we have from Brazil, Antonio de Souza. This year we are celebrating the years ending in 9. Let us welcome back the Mackay alumni. From the class of 1969, Mrs. Paula Brady Moxley, homecoming queen for the class of 1969, escorted by Robin Welch. From the class of 1979, we have Miss Adriana Hinojosa Muro, escorted by Mr. Lupe Enrique. From the class of 1989, we have Mrs. Lisa Cavazos Jenkins, escorted by Joaquin J.J. Zamora and Isaiah Garcia, son of Patty Lozano. From the class of 1999, we have Ms. Dalinda Gonzalez Alcantar, escorted by Mr. Sean O'Connor. From the class of 2009, we have Sasha Ahmad, escorted by Xavier Garcia. Other classes celebrating reunions are the class of 1994 celebrating their 25th reunion. Let's give these XA a hearty welcome back to McAllen High School. It is a great honor to present this year's homecoming Dukes and Duchesses. Representing the freshman class is the freshman Duchess, Lucille Galligan, and she is escorted by freshman Duke, Cameron Palomi. Representing the sophomore class is the sophomore Duchess, Olivia Tite, and she is escorted by sophomore Duke, Mark Wilkins. Representing the junior class is junior Duchess Lauren Trevino. She is escorted by junior Duke Carlos Rivera. The senior homecoming Duchesses for the class of 2019 are Jay Gully, escorted by Jason and Michelle Gully. Violet Sandoval, escorted by Carlos and Rocio Sandoval. Daniela Echavarria, escorted by her parents, Marisa and Carlos Echavarria. The senior homecoming Dukes for the class of 2019 are Brian Argil, escorted by Becky and Carlos Argil. Jerry Escalon, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Escalon. Malachi Dames, escorted by Tilly Dame. This year's homecoming queen and king will be crowned by Mr. Albert Canales, McAllen High School principal. And now, for the moment we have been waiting for, the homecoming queen and king for the class of 2019 are Jay Gully and Brian Argil. give all these participants of this year's homecoming festivities a round of applause as they leave the field. We hope you have enjoyed this evening as well as this week's homecoming festivities. And now, before we do the traditional MCHI, we have a special request from the class of 2009.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. I have a very special question for someone. Please come up here. Crystal, will you marry me? She said yes.
And now, would you please stand and join the McAllen Band with a traditional spelling of McAllen.
Here come our little Bulldogs, and here come our mighty Bulldogs. And Speed Demon Mr. Blizzard.
You're watching MITV, McAllen Instructional Television.
Football Night in McAllen is presented by Rio Bank, your kind of bank, your kind of bank. Lone Star National Bank, proud to be the Valley's bank. DQ, that's what I like about Texas. Bogus Ford, it's better at bogus. And Performance Therapeutics, physical therapy and sports medicine.
It'll be the McAllen Bulldogs receiving the kickoff here to start the third quarter. And we'll take a look at the halftime stats here in just a moment. Pretty even between both of these teams. As of course, we're tied at 7 on the board. We had touchdowns from Sage Diaz of the Bulldogs, and then the quarterback for the Huskies, Josh Briones. And first downs, you can see 8-7 for McAllen. Rushing yards, pretty even there. Passing yards favors the Bulldogs a little bit, but both teams are relying primarily on the run. And of course, the total yards, a little bit of an edge to the Bulldogs. Penalties was kind of light, but the Huskies did hurt themselves a little bit with 5 penalties there. And of course, the one turnover, that was an interception by the Bulldogs' David Chiquito. So there we are. Pretty even first half, and we'll see what fate bestows here in the second half as the Huskies will get ready to kick off. And there's our homecoming queen and king. Congratulations to Jay Gully, our queen, and Brian Argil, our king, for the 2018-19 school year. And that was was announced right before the third quarter. And congratulations to them, Ryan Arheel and Jay Gully, king and queen. So here's the kickoff fielded by the Bulldogs. Villarreal at the 9, ready across the 20, the 25, and now up near the 30-yard line, and finally goes down right there. In there on the tackle is Jose Marquez for the Huskies, and the Bulldogs will have good field position right at their own 30. The Bulldog passing in the first half. They completed 4 of 6 passes for 29 yards. Huskies completed 2 of 5 for 8 yards. So here we are, Brian Garza in there at quarterback. Been going shotgun the whole game. They'll be in the shotgun here with Cáceres and Cantu in the backfield. Cantu's sliding motion as they hand off Cáceres with a big hole to the right side. He's brought down after a short gain by Jason Martinez. And ran that up for a gain of 5. That puts the Bulldogs over 100 yards rushing in this game. Here as we start the third quarter. Cheerleaders enjoying this. And you may have also seen there at halftime, we had an on-field proposal, which, as far as I can remember, is a first for this field. As on 2nd and 5, they're going to hand off to Ediano, going to the left side, is able to turn the corner, has the first down, and is pushed down out of bounds at about the Bulldog 44. Gain of 9 by Ediano. And a first down. But an on-field proposal. And we have one extremely happy couple out there tonight, at least one happy couple. And here's a replay. Ediano. He picked up 9 here. Didn't look like much at first, but was able to turn that quarter and pick up some yards before when the Rostro brought him down. 1st and 10, McAllen 44. We're going to flip this to Magana. Sweep to the right side. Has to cut it inside. Has some room at the 50. Now on the sideline at the 40 and tripped up from behind at the 35-yard line. That was Jason Martinez with the tackle, but a big pickup there by Magana. And there's 2 flags down on the play, though. He's maybe coming back.
Holding, number 32 for the offense. Repeat that down. 2nd down.
So that's going to move it back 10 yards. Wipes out about a 15-yard gain by Magana.
Correction. 1st down.
That was a spot foul, so the 10 yards actually ends up as a penalty of 0 yards. So the hold occurred 10 yards down the field. So it remains 1st and 10. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Holding 10 yards down the field, so moving it back 10 yards, and it goes to the original line of scrimmage. So Cantu in a sliding motion, now another whistle, and this will move it back a little further. There we see the McAllen drum line, trotting behind the cheerleaders.
5-yard penalty, 1st down.
See 5 yards against the Bulldogs. And now they'll have a 1st and 15. And there's our homecoming queen on the right side of your screen, Miss Jay Gully. Here comes the drum line. Husky nearly jumped offside, got back in time. Play clock at 2 seconds. You need to snap it. And I think the Bulldogs call timeout.
Timeout. McAllen.
Yeah, McAllen calls their first timeout. Huskies jumped offside but got back in time. As long as they don't make physical contact with an offensive player, they're allowed to do that. And so they called timeout with 10:06 to play in the third quarter. First and 15 for the Bulldogs. We'll take a break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen.
Rio Bank, our goal is to help you grow and prosper with the right financial tools, quality customer service, and banking done with honesty and integrity. Rio Bank, your kind of bank, your kind of banker.
And back here at DQ Fan Field, McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium, opened in 1976, still going strong. The city and the district got together, put in $5 million combined, $3 million from the city, $2 million from the district to renovate the stadium. That was just a few years ago. Then got the scoreboard. The scoreboard, of course, paid for entirely with sponsorship dollars. And here go the Bulldogs on 1st and 15. They're going to toss it right to Cáceres, and Cáceres back to the line of scrimmage. And it's going to bring up 2nd down. And Cáceres loses his shoe. He'll come off the field for a moment. Clock under 10 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. We're still tied at 7. Bulldogs with, they actually gave Cáceres credit for a 1-yard pickup. So 2nd and 14. 5-man rush by the Huskies, and they're going to give this to Castillo, end around to the left side. And Castillo up to the 43, gain of 3 on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd down and long. Bulldogs 3 for 5 on 3rd down in the first half. So you take a look at this replay, you can see it was a fake to Ediano, and they hand off Castillo. Castillo brought down by Cuellar and a couple of other Huskies, including Valladares, the linebacker. And see the Mackay drum line once again, under the direction of Mr. Jason Dunn, the band director at Mackay. And Garza wants to throw on 3rd and 11 toward the sideline, and this is caught out of bounds. That's Morin. A flag comes down as Morin is out of bounds at the 50. That's short of the 1st down, but we'll see what the flag is about. This could be a face mask. I guess I'm incorrect. I thought I saw a flag come down, but there is no flag. So the Bulldogs rush their punting unit out there with this 4th down play, and it's going to be a fake, and they're going to throw it to the left side to Nava. Nava is tackled about 1 yard shy of the 1st down. Looks like Joel Villanueva was over there to read it. They snapped it to the back, which was Garza, the quarterback, who's also in there on the punting unit. He threw a quick out to Nava, and Nava brought down short of the 1st down, so a turnover on downs. So it's 1st and 10 now for the Huskies. They'll take over at the 48-yard line with 8:10 to go here in the 3rd quarter as they run the ball forward and get up to about the 46-yard line before they're pushed back. That was Helmkamp in there on that tackle. So the Huskies now at the Mackay 47-yard line. And they're going to toss this to the left side. This is Gonzalez with a big hole. He has a 1st down and more, for he's wrestled down by Mallard at about the 35-yard line, a gain of 12 on the play. So the Huskies on the move here as they picked up another 1st down. See the replay there. And a 1st and 10 here for the Huskies. I'm going to talk to our superintendent, Dr. Jay Gonzalez, here in just a moment, right after this play. The snap to Briones, who wants to keep it running forward, hit by Dames, and down he goes. Also in there on the play was Mason Brewer. And about a 3-yard gain there. And to bring up 2nd down and 7. With us is Dr. Jay Gonzalez. So we take a look at this replay, and Dr. Gonzalez, How are you doing today? We're enjoying this football game, pretty evenly matched here between the Huskies and Bulldogs, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great game so far. The kids are playing hard. It's nice to see so many people out on a Friday night, homecoming night. A lot of classes here celebrating their high school days, so it's nice to see so many friends back. A lot of positive energy in the stadium.
And Gonzalez with a big run here all the way down to about the 22. That's a 10-yard pickup, and it'll be a new first down for the Huskies. Yes, a lot of people here tonight. Yeah, we have the classes, all the nines, 2009, 1999, and 89, 79, all the way back to 69. I think Mrs. Moxley, wife of Paul Moxley, the banker, one of our partners in excellence, was the homecoming queen. I didn't even know that. Is celebrated for the class of 69 out there, so it's good to see some folks out there.
Yeah, I didn't realize that either, and I know that Mr. Moxley was a tremendous football player back in the day, I hear, so it's nice to see him back in the stands, and I'm sure that it's bringing back a lot of memories of when he was on the football field, but I do know that he was a tremendous football player, and we're very, very proud of him and his efforts and all he's done for our community.
Yeah, and speaking of hard work for the community, I know we have a lot of partners out there. Just yesterday, we kind of celebrated that with an annual breakfast at the Country Club. Tell us a little bit about that occasion.
Man, the Partners in Excellence banquet was tremendous. So many people that came together. The house was packed. So when you look at so many business leaders that are coming in to pay tribute to the community and in the end do what's best for students, it's just feels like it's a blessing for our community. It's a blessing for our students and for our parents. So we're very appreciative of all of our partners, and we're very appreciative of all the hard work that everybody's putting in. So far it's been a great school year, and we look forward to great things happening as we get further into it.
And I know you've shared that message before of how the schools, the teachers need to work together with the community, with the parents and the business, and talk a little bit about that synergy that needs to happen.
Well, when you're growing up, there's so many things that are unknown. So there's such a great need to have a champion in your life and somebody that believes in you when you don't believe in yourself, and somebody that's going to push you and guide you along the way. And we've all been blessed as we've grown through life and gone through life, and even as adults, to have people that believe in us. So whenever you have a business community so involved, and you have the entire community of McAllen, Texas so involved with the school district, that it creates this district of champions that we talk about, where our children have people that are championing for them and championing for one another, and that's what makes it so special. And that's very important as you're going through life, especially as a youngster, to know that there's a lot of adults that have your back and are willing to go the extra mile for you. So that's what McAllen, Texas is all about. That's what McAllen ISD is all about.
32-yard field goal attempt is plenty long enough and is good. So the Huskies
that's a good leg. He cleared that by at least 15, 20 yards there, soccer style.
That was Wesley Freya with the 32-yard field goal, and it's a 10-7 lead now for the Huskies. And 4:25 to go here in the third quarter. And we got the fan cam going on right now. So this is the camera that captures all the fans and shows all the excitement going on here at the football game today. Of course, it's homecoming for Mackay. And something else that was going on today that the business community is also a big supporter of, and that's with the little kids, the mini-tropolis that we had at Houston Elementary today. And I know you were out there for that.
That is a special event. When you look at the mini-tropolis, it's essentially a micro-society. It's a little city within a school, so it was impressive. We had students come up. We heard from the Houstonville's mayor, and we heard from some of the city council members, and kids are so articulate. I mean, they go up there and speak from the heart, and very, very proud of Principal Debbie Thomas for all that she's doing at Sam Houston, and IBC and Dora Brown and Adrian Villarreal and all the people that are making things happen. But Minitropolis gives them real world experiences where students are getting skill sets in numeracy and literacy and learning about financing and budgeting, and it's just a tremendous experience. So I encourage community members, if you don't know what the Minitropolis is all about, I'd highly encourage anybody to go out there and check it out.
Yeah, and we have it at several of our elementary campuses as well. In fact, I think Wilson Elementary is about to have a celebration coming up.
Yeah, six of our elementary schools are Minitropolis schools, and we've had a lot of positive feedback for many years, around 20 years. Sam Houston was our only, but here in the last 2 years, we've increased to 6, so we're very proud of that.
And here's Joe Trevino on the kickoff, running it out to about the 15 yard line. So the Bulldogs will start from there. And you mentioned how articulate the kids were. And I was very impressed by that also. I have to remind myself that these are 10-year-olds. And they're using eloquent words and eloquent language to describe concepts that usually, like you said, you often don't grasp until you're an adult. And it's really something to see that. I even know the kids have job applications they have to fill out in first grade. I mean, that's really something. And I was real impressed today by the TV studio they had. They had the kids doing interviews and talking to the camera and things like that, and just really using those communication skills, as Cáceres will run it for a gain of about 2. Well, we're closing in on the end of the first semester. We're into November now, and got about a month to go, or a little over a month before the semester break. And any plans or anything you're working on right now that you're focused on for the district?
At this point, been working very closely with campuses to ensure that we're on pace with regard to our student performance and looking at our benchmark exams as we get closer to the end of the year assessment, our STAR exams, and of course exams. And very proud of our students and our staff and our principals, because results are coming in strong, so we're on pace. As you know, Mark, we worked hard to earn that A with last year's accountability, and the harder part is to maintain that level of performance. So we're very proud of where we're at right now, working closely with teachers to make sure we're providing them with all the resources and support that they need. So we're just feeling good right now. It's a lot like a football game. When you look at the first, second quarter, third, fourth quarter, and getting closer to the end of the year, we feel very, very good getting close to halftime with regard to our school year.
We've got the lead at halftime, but we still got the second half to play.
That's right. That's right.
You talk about the A. I know that that's grabbed the attention of other school districts, hasn't it?
I mean, we've had school districts from as far as Mississippi, Louisiana, different parts of the state. We just had Laredo ISD here with us recently. So anytime you show success and the ability to close achievement gaps and the ability to get students to perform at very high levels, then you just get people that are curious about what it takes and really what the game plan is. And as a district, we're more than willing to share our game plan with anybody. We want all school districts to be successful, because that means children being successful. So we are more than willing to share with anybody that comes over and wants to learn.
All right, Dr. Gonzalez, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate the time, and thank you for stopping by.
Right. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate you. Thanks for all you do.
I like your purple tie, by the way.
Yes, sir. I made sure. I went to the volleyball game earlier, and they were successful there, so I knew I was going to come to a football game and wanted to dress appropriately.
Yeah, the Bulldogs, Lady Bulldogs, winning the volleyball playoff today over Harlingen South, and the McAllen Bulldogs doing well in this game, in the thick of things here in the second half. So, Dr. Gonzalez, thank you as always.
Thank you very much, and thank you to everybody that came out to the game. We appreciate you all, and thanks for all the support and everything you do for our students. Have a wonderful evening.
All right, and the Bulldogs now with a new first down at the 43-yard line in their own territory, moving the football. This drive started at their own 16. Petito Cantu goes in motion. They'll hand this off. Right side looks like Cáceres, and Cáceres hit, surges forward, hit again, continues to fight for tough yardage in there as he makes it to the 46-yard line, it looks like, and a gain of, actually they're going to credit him to the 45, so a gain of only 1. And we're down to 1:30 here in the third quarter of play.
Daniel Cáceres on the carry for the Bulldogs. On the stop, 34.
Cáceres is only a sophomore, but his productivity and usage has really picked up in recent weeks. See a shot from the Bulldog sideline. That was the kind of angle I had when I was in high school, watching all the games from the sideline, as Ediano runs this out to the right side, gets up to the 49 before he's knocked over by Luis Garza. A gain of 3 on the play. Bulldogs closing in on 150 yards rushing now in this game. They're actually going to credit him all the way up to the 50-yard line. It's a gain of 5 yards and a bring up third down. So third down here for the Bulldogs. Doing pretty well on third down here tonight. They're about 3 for 6. We'll be talking to one of our school board members here in just a moment. Back to live action. And snap to Garza, who's looking to his right side, hits Vidal. Vidal fights his way forward up to the 40, but the ball comes loose. There's a scramble for it, but I think the Bulldogs got it back. Yeah, Felipe Magana, Johnny on the spot there. So the Bulldogs maintain possession here. And we're joined now by one of our school board members, Mr. Tony Farina. Tony, good to see you. How are you doing? Oh, pretty good. No, you don't have to hold that down. Yeah, gotcha. That's only if you have to cough.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So it's a cough switch there. And yeah, it's good to see you as always. And I know you're a big sports fan, so I'm sure you're enjoying this action here tonight.
It's been a great matchup so far. You know, I managed to come in late towards the second quarter, but to see the Bulldogs able to hang with La Jolla right now and watching these guys do what they do, it's great. We're heading to the fourth quarter, and the Huskies are up by 3, but the Bulldogs are driving and hopefully going to be able to tack another 7 on the board and take the 4-point lead here.
Yeah, they've got the ball into Husky territory. We've reached the end of the third quarter, so if you stick around with us, we'll take a quick break. Be back with the fourth in just a moment. Huskies 10, Bulldogs 7. You're watching Football Night in McAllen. And we're back here at DQ Fan Field at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. They've switched ends. They're going from right to left now. They're home purples. A handoff. This is Diaz. Has some room crosses the 40-yard line. Fights his way up to about the 37. And a gain of about 4 on the play. And we're with school board trustee, Mr. Tony Farina, with us right now, who's a big sports fan. And Tony, you've been watching the game, and I'm sure you're enjoying this atmosphere too, because we've got homecoming tonight. Volleyball team already won a playoff game. We've got a lot of good things going here.
See, the entire atmosphere is incredible. I mean, we're welcoming back the class from 2009, 99, and you know, celebrating the 30th year reunion. It's been incredible to watch. Plus, as you mentioned, you know, the Bulldogs volleyball team got by the next round of the playoffs, as well as our sister school, McAllen Memorial, getting by in the playoffs. So it's good to have two McAllen teams in the playoffs. We wish we had 3, but unfortunately didn't go our way. So now we just finish out the sports seasons, and, you know, hopefully we can continue to succeed and go further and further upstate and handle business as we should.
Now you serve on the board, and I know we've had some successes. We've got that A recognition and the post-secondary readiness and things like that. But from your perspective, what are you seeing and what are you looking at on the school board?
You know what? I love the growth and the cohesion that we have going on right now. Not only on the board, but within the district, within the schools, and that's the key thing. Dr. Gonzalez is famous for saying we are entrepreneurs of the human spirit. We've got a great human spirit today, you know, ranging from elementary up to middle and up to high school. So we're very, very fortunate.
And I know yesterday we had a terrific occasion, the breakfast yesterday morning, where we had a lot of members of the business and civic community to join us. Tell us a little bit about, from your perspective, that Partners in Excellence breakfast.
I love the Partners in Excellence breakfast, only because the acronym is PIE and it's close to Thanksgiving, so we're good on that. But, you know,
reminds you of something close to your heart, doesn't it? Yes.
My belly.
Yeah.
To see all the community coming together the way it does, the business community, the education community. I've always been a firm believer that when the city does well, the school district does better. And when the school district does better, the city does incredibly well. And we've seen a lot of great cohesion and partnerships between us and our friends here at the city of McAllen. So we're looking forward to that growth and the continued production and productivity that we have. It's a great synergy that we have. As we see that punt being downed, it looks like at the 12-yard line there of La Jolla Juarez-Lincoln. Great punt there.
Yeah, the Huskies, Tito Cantu has really come on strong in the last couple of weeks, handling the punting chores, and with just 10-15 to go in the game, the Bulldog defense is going to have to step up here, and if they can get the ball right back, they'll have good field position. But finally, I know as the school year continues on, we had another great event this morning. We had the Mini-Tropolis over at Houston Elementary, and that's always impresses me.
celebrating two decades, 21 years of the Miniaturopolis, and seeing it grow as it has in the last 3 years, from the one school at Sam Houston to the 6 that we have across the district, and now it's even going regional with different schools across the Rio Grande Valley, South Texas, making its way up to Mid Texas, and as our friend Adrian Villarreal from IBC Bank said, he wants to see one in each market from Oklahoma south. So. Referee Fernando de la Garza with the call on against La Joya Juarez-Lincoln there.
Oh, yeah, that wiped out a good gain, about a 15-yard gain. It moves them all the way back to the 6-yard line. As you see Gonzalez, running back, who ran it up and was tackled by Helmkamp. Yeah, Helmkamp, his sister, Maddie Helmkamp, plays in the volleyball team that won earlier today.
And he's got a sister, Carter Helmkamp, who plays volleyball at UTRGV.
That's right.
It's she actually graduated early in order to start training at UTRGV in the spring. So we're pretty blessed to have her on campus there. And Helmkamp, again, showing why he's such an incredible talent on both sides of the ball. He may not be seeing the action offensively as much as he is defensively, but he's a great young man. I believe he's a sophomore, and he's really hustling his way through. He's a junior this year. I stand corrected. He's a junior this year. Tremendous talent. They've got the drive, and you've seen the competitive spirit in that Helmkamp family, from his sister Taylor, who was a standout volleyball player from Mac High. Carter, obviously, who had great success in Mac High. Now she's at UTRGV. And Madison, the younger sister, who is on the volleyball program, and I think she may even do basketball. So Carter is a phenomenal student athlete, both on the field and in competition and in the classroom. And look at this.
Yeah, Briones running for his life there. Bulldogs almost had him for apparent safety, but now he's found a lot of room on the left side. And runs for an apparent first down. Well, Tony, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Appreciate you stopping by, and appreciate your service on the school board as well. It's
thank you, amigo. We appreciate the fine work you do. Friday night football in McAllen has been a staple, and having you and Mario. I don't know where Mario is today. Not something everything's good, right?
He called the volleyball, and
okay, all right. I just want to make sure.
He's getting a rare night off.
Well, I had a rare night off, so if I'd have got the call earlier. Hey, thanks guys for tuning in and enjoying the game. And next time, come join us here at the stadium, because we've got a couple of seats that we could use to fill, and you can catch the excitement live. Now, I know you're going to miss out on Mark in the play-by-play, but when you go into the concession stand, he'll be there on the video boards there.
That's right, yeah, and that's what your phones are for. So,
exactly. Plug in and come enjoy a Friday night or a Thursday night football game with us for the volleyball, and you've got basketball season coming up.
It's just around the corner.
We're getting the most out of our Mark May as we can, so you never get tired of it. We appreciate what you do, Mark. You do great work for us all the time.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate it very much. Tony Farina, a member of our school board of trustees, former school board president as well, offering his service for McAllen ISD. And we're under 9 minutes to go now here in the ball game, and Huskies lead it 10-7, and Huskies have just picked up a first down a moment ago, and then an 8-yard run. Now have a 2nd and 2 as Briones going to keep it again. He has their lone touchdown here tonight. Picks up a first down here as he scoots out of bounds about the 43, where he's pushed out of bounds. And no flag on that. We're looking to see if there might be a late hit, as he was hit by Mallard right as he reached the out of bounds area. The officials will play on. So 8:32 to go. Clock is stopped, and it's a new set of downs for the Huskies. So Huskies up to the 43 now, after that gain of 10. This drive started back at the 12-yard line. Then they had a penalty taken back to the 6, but they've run their way out. And here's Gonzalez, who's going to go down for a loss. That was Helmkamp. We've been talking about him some tonight, and he's really made a name for himself on defense. The team's leading tackler, and he's had quite a few tackles here tonight. And that's a 2-yard loss. Now Briones under center will roll out to his right on 2nd and 12, and the pass is incomplete. It's intended for Isaac Villanueva on an out route. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 11. Huskies have completed on just 2 of 6 tonight. And no completions in the second half, as we take a look at this replay. Closest defender on the spot was linebacker Roland Brasinho. They put a man in motion, Albert Martinez. They faked the hand. Briones started to throw it, then decided to run, and got a little bit of yards before he's tackled from behind by Omar Zarate.
60, Omar Zarate.
Picked up only about 3 yards, and they'll bring on the punting unit. So the Bulldog defense forcing a punt here, but not before the Huskies could get it out to midfield.
Bulldog number 40, Joe Trevino.
So Joe Trevino standing at his 20-yard line, just to the right of your screen. And the Huskies will punt for the 3rd time tonight. Here's Trevino going to field it at about his 24. Looking for room up the middle. Now darts outside across the 30. Is upended at about the 33. He is brought down by 55, Alan Garcia. So the Bulldogs have it at their own 33-yard line with 6:57 to play in the game. They still have 2 timeouts to work with, so plenty of time. But they do trail on the scoreboard, 10-7. Had a 32-yard field goal in the 3rd quarter by the Huskies, and that has put them in front at the moment. Hand off to Ariano. Ariano is caught, wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, and he'll go down for no gain. A good tackle on the play by Valladares, a linebacker. He's a junior, has had a pretty good game here tonight. And the Bulldogs will have 2nd down and 10. Bulldogs hoping to finish the home part of their schedule on a winning note here tonight. This is their last home game. They'll be on the road next week against PSJA North. They hand this off, and again, no gain. And on the carry that time was Fabian Ayala. I think that was Ayala's first carry. And they're bringing up 3rd down. 2 straight runs for no gain. Clock is under 6 minutes to go now. We'll see if the Bulldogs go to the air here on 3rd and long. So they're going to put 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. The helm camp at the lower part of your screen. And Garza back to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Now he's going to be wrapped up and sacked. And good job by the Husky defense. They had the receivers covered. And Aguilar forced to step up in the pocket to try to buy time. And then Cuellar was able to wrap him up and get the sack. And a loss of 4 yards. So they'll bring up 4th down and about 14. They'll bring the punting unit on. And 5:04 to play in the game. Still enough time to get the ball back for one more quality possession. Now Garza, the quarterback, is also in there as the up back. They'll snap to Cantu, the punter, and he'll punt for the 3rd time this evening. And looks like the Huskies elect not to try to return it. It's killed by the Bulldogs at about the 39-yard line. That was Ramsey Reyes down there. So the Huskies will have a decent field position with 4:44 to go in this game. And next week the Bulldogs will have a Thursday night game. That'll be in Farr against PSJA North's Raiders. That'll be a 7 o'clock start. So they're going to flip this, going to left side. Trying to get outside, and Trip Potter's not going to let him go. Brings him down. Mallard also comes in there late, and a good tackle on Joe Martinez. as the two safeties, Mallard and Potter, come running up to make the stop and hold him to actually a yard loss. So you see Martinez just kept trying to get out there, and first Gagne slowed him down, and then Potter came in and Mallard finished him off. So second down and 11. And Briones going to fake the handoff, try to get outside to the right. Is able to not quite turn the corner as Daniel Chiquito came up and cut him off and hold him to a short gain. I mentioned that Mackay would finish at far north next week. La Jolla Juarez-Lincoln will be at home next week. They'll play the PSJA Bears. Bears currently unbeaten in district play right now. So we take a look at this replay from our sideline camera. And got a gain of 3, and so we're bringing the third down and 7. Total yards tonight nearly even. Huskies 150 yards, Mackay 149 yards rushing. And third down and 7, they're going to toss this. This is Gonzalez left side, a little bit of room, and then quickly evaporates as he goes down at about the 46, but the ball has come out. Mackay thinks they have it. They're celebrating, and I believe they do. Mackay comes away with the football. Malachi Dames celebrating. There's Dames right there, the big senior defensive end. One of the top players on this defense. Not sure if it's he who recovered. We'll wait and see on the replay. But the second turnover tonight on the Huskies, and it couldn't have come at a better time for Mackay. They're able to get the ball in Husky territory right now at the 46-yard line. And 3:40 to go. There's the trash can. They'd like to spike the ball in there whenever they get a turnover. See, that trash can's pretty beat up. It's one of those old-style trash cans, too. You don't even see that kind anymore. As 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. And they hand it off. Here is Diaz. Diaz running ahead and scoots his way up for a 10-yard gain and a first down. All the way up to the 36. And another 10 yards and a first down. Here's a replay of that last Huskies play. And you can see the ball ripped out. Clearly a fumble. And hard to tell which Bulldog came up with it. Might have been Mallard. I saw him come up from out of that pile. Let's see who spikes it there. It's number 45, which is Vance Bramble, defensive back. So perhaps it was Bramble who recovered the football. You saw Mallard and Dames were all in there. All the Bulldogs reacted to that well as Garza will fake the handoff, keep it himself, and run this up to about the 35 and a gain of 1. And that'll bring up second down and 9. We're under 3 minutes to go in the game now. Bulldogs with 2 timeouts to work with. They trail by 3 on the scoreboard. They're not quite in field goal range at the moment. At the 35-yard line. From here, it would be about a 53-yarder. So they need to probably get about 20 yards closer for the field goal to come into play. Of course, they much prefer the touchdown. So clock is running. Garza gets the ball. We'll hand this off. This is Ariana with a big run up the middle. Still going at the 10. He's going to score. That's a touchdown. Ariano with the touchdown. And can you believe it? It was 2nd and 9. He burst 35 yards up the middle. Perfect blocking by that offensive line. And the Bulldogs have the lead 13-10 with 2:09 to play in the game. And this started after a fumble recovery by Bramble. And now a key extra point. Field goal could still tie the game. This extra point is good. It forces the Huskies to have to score a touchdown in order to overcome Mackay. Extra point is good by Barbosa. He's 2 for 2 tonight. And the Bulldogs now lead it 14-10 over the Huskies. Here's a look at the replay. See, Ediano caught some great blocks. I don't think he was ever touched as he raced 35 yards up the middle for the touchdown. Bulldogs lead it 14-10. Just over 2 minutes to go. Here's another look at the replay. Got a good downfield block from Ed Castillo. Also Kai Hare with a good kick-out block from his guard spot. Ediano down there to score the touchdown, and the Bulldogs have the big lead. The rest of the offensive line doing a great job. Mejia, Hare, Buitron, Santos, and Lopez. And the Bulldogs lead it 14-10 as we get ready for the kickoff here. And see Ariano again, seeing this replay from all our sideline cameras. And what a magnificent run that was. See also a good block on the play. I think 62, Geraldo Cadena was out there. So the Bulldogs lead it now 14-10. We're up to 195 yards rushing tonight, which I believe is a season high. So here's the kickoff. It's going to be high and deep. It's going to be muffed at the 3-yard line, back into the end zone. We'll have to run this back out. That's Gonzalez hit at the 10-yard line, and down he goes. So miscue on the kickoff, and the Bulldogs take advantage and knock him down about the 9-yard line. You see Brian Garza all excited. Coach Brewer excited. It's been a while since the Bulldogs have tasted victory. It would be so great if they hold this one out tonight. 2 minutes to go in the game. Juarez-Lincoln has all 3 of their timeouts, but they are 92 yards away from that end zone. Bulldogs feeling it now. Bulldog fans have come alive. Briones going to roll out, has some room to run, but he's going to throw it, and it's incomplete. Looked like it was intended for Joe Martinez. I think Helmkamp was closest defending on the play. And the Huskies, needing to complete some passes right now, have yet to complete a pass in this second half, as the Bulldogs defense has shut the door on the passing game. We're at 1:54 now left to play. It's 2nd down and 10. At the 9-yard line. Bulldogs with a 4-man rush. Briones back to throw. Now flushed out of the pocket, trying to run with it. He's going to be wrapped up from behind and brought down after a short gain. That was, I think Gagne was in there along with Osim Reyes. And Juarez-Lincoln
First timeout of the second half.
Will call timeout as they face a 3rd down. Picked up about 5 yards. 3rd down at about 5. Of course, it's 2-down territory at this point. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen.
Welcome to the What's Better game at Bogus. It doesn't matter how you roll, just pick the wheels that fit your style, new or pre-owned.
And welcome back here at DQ Fan Field. A gorgeous view of the McAllen skyline there. Here on this lovely Friday night, November the 2nd. Bulldogs lead at 14-10. They're playing Who Let the Dogs Out, an old favorite for Bulldog fans, over the loudspeakers. And fans are feeling it. Bulldogs still have a ways to go. 3rd down and 5 here as Briones, running for his life, is able to hit Albert Martinez for the 1st down. He's able to scramble, keep the play alive, and find Albert Martinez, who was open, finally forced out of bounds by Trip Potter. But the Huskies are able to move the chains and get the clock stopped. They're out to the 27-yard line for a gain of 13 on the play, and that's their first completed pass of the second half. You can see he's being chased by Rodriguez, and then found Martinez open for the score, or rather the 1st down at the 27. Now Briones running again and is hit as he throws, and just got rid of that football in time. Kai Jaime Kai Hyman was rushing in on him. So 2nd down and 10. So Huskies down to 1:23 left now, as we see as Hyman was bearing down on him.
Was out of the pocket.
And the official explaining why there was not intentional grounding as quarterback was out of the pocket. He was out of the tackle box. There was no receiver in the area really. So 2nd down and 10, 1:23 to go. They're at the 27-yard line. Brinos back to throw. And Bulldogs bring in the house. Going to throw this. It's caught at about the 35-yard line. And 3 Bulldogs, Chiquito in there on the tackle, along with number 50, Jordan Rivera. And hold him to a gain of only 9 yards.
Juarez-Lincoln, 2nd timeout of the 2nd half.
And there's look at the replay. You can see Chiquito, Daniel Chiquito, the first one there. Helmkamp also there, along with Rivera. So 9-yard pickup. Rivera has just used their 2nd timeout. And they're facing a 3rd down and 1. There's 1:05 to go. Of course, it's all 4-down territory at this point. And basically, the game is going to be won or lost on this possession. It's Mackay up by 4 points, 14-10. Huskies had a 10-7 lead after a field goal in the 3rd quarter. They were tied at halftime, 7-7. Then it was 10-7 going into the 4th quarter. And the Bulldogs, Franklin Arellano, ran for 35 yards to complete a 54-yard 3-play drive for a touchdown. That was the go-ahead score with 2:09 to go. And that put them up 14-10. They throw it over to the left side. This is caught, and a short run there by Joe Martinez. And Juarez-Lincoln continued to be patient and take just a few yards at a time. They might run out of time. We're at 58 seconds now, and they're still in their own end of the field. They did get the 1st down. Rivera was able to force him out of bounds. So 1st and 10 at their own 40 now. 58 seconds left. Huskies with only 1 timeout. Going to throw this short again. This is Martinez, Joe Martinez on the right side, being wrapped up by Chiquito. And then Helmkamp comes in there, and Helmkamp must be around 15 tackles by now. Comes in there once again. Also, Daniel Chiquito with the big night. His brother David Chiquito has an interception back in the 1st half. There was a gain of 5 on the play. And then they clocked this to stop the clock with 33 seconds left. And now it'll be 3rd down and 5. Huskies down to 1 timeout. The field goal will not help them. And we've got an official's timeout right now, as Juarez-Lincoln has the ball at the own 45-yard line, 3rd down and 5, with 33 seconds left in the game. Mackay up 14-10. Mackay's touchdowns by Diaz and then Arellano. And they've had a hard-fought game here tonight to get the lead right now. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back in a moment here on Football Night in McAllen.
The performing arts, the visual arts. You can find it all at McAllen ISD.
And we're back here at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium, where the Bulldogs lead 14-10 with 33 seconds left in the game. You have an official's timeout right now. Huskies have the football. They're at their own 45-yard line. And our next broadcast, that will be an all-McAllen affair, as we have McAllen Memorial taking on Nicky Rowe. Nicky Rowe will be the designated home team. That'll be for the Mythical City Championship as well, as both the Mustangs and Warriors have beat Mackay earlier, so both of them will go head-to-head next week, and that one could also decide maybe who gets into a playoff spot and who stays home. It'd be great if both could get in, and have to have the stars kind of align properly for that to happen. Rowe is in badly need of a win more than the Mustangs, who won last night over PSJA North. and are 4-2 in second place right now in the district, but Rowe is at 2-3 and probably needs to win their last 2 games to get into the show. And that'll be next Friday, November the 9th at 7:30 p.m. And here's some athletic championships for McAllen. This is from last season, 2017-18. Went to the playoffs last year in both football and volleyball. Had 7 academic all-state players in volleyball. Cross-country girls and cross-country boys had some regional qualifiers and playoffs all the way around. A lot of qualifiers in all their sports. And a very successful year last year for McAllen. Probably the most successful is their girls soccer team under Coach Patrick Arney. Won the district, by-district area, and the regional championship as they went all the way to the state Final Four. The first Valley soccer team ever to do that. They went to the state Final Four, and that soccer team just continues to be a juggernaut for McAllen here. And looking at the football here, we've got 33 seconds left in the game, and McAllen up 14-10. McAllen looking for their first win since they beat Edinburgh North back in week 2. You know it would mean the world to them if they hold on for this win. Juarez-Lincoln, Briones, nowhere to throw. Is now going to run it, and he's going to get hit and goes back down at the line of scrimmage. In there on the tackle, Cristobal Guerra. And Kai Jaime in there as well.
Juarez-Lincoln.
And a timeout.
That's your last timeout of the second half.
Timeout called by Juarez-Lincoln. As you heard, that's their final timeout. It's 4th down and 5, so they need to convert here just to give themselves a chance. They're still not even in range yet for a Hail Mary type of pass. There's 23 seconds left in the game. And if they do convert the 4th down and get the first down, it will be kind of tough because they won't be able to throw over the middle or really run the football anymore. They'll have to throw toward the sideline the rest of the way to try to get close enough for a Hail Mary pass into the end zone. Of course, the Bulldogs know that, and they will plan accordingly. The fans having a good time here tonight. Of course, it was homecoming. We had Bulldog fans from graduates from the classes of 2009 and 1999, 89, 79, 69. Cheerleaders doing a jig right now. That young man has plenty of energy. So do those 2 young guys. And these guys have played really hard here tonight. 23 seconds left, 4th down and 5. And Briones back to throw, has time, looking over the middle, and there's incomplete, but a flag down. And I think there was contact before the ball got in there. And they've got a official's timeout now at the moment. A couple of flags down, and this will probably be against the Bulldogs and keep the drive alive. But we are down to 17 seconds left. So we'll see what the penalty was. Pass interference would be a 15-yard penalty.
Pass interference on the defense. That's going to be a spot foul, 15 yards. 1st and 10.
So the play occurred actually exactly 15 yards down the field. We have an official's timeout right now, 17 seconds on the clock. Huskies still have possession. They've moved into Bulldog territory as we take a break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen.
So I teach the newcomers that come from different countries that need to learn English, and they're in my class. So I believe that's probably the biggest gift that McAllen ISD has given to me. The opportunity to pay it forward, because I'm also somebody that came from Mexico and started high school in the United States. So that opportunity to give back what I received when I got here as a 16-year-old, I think that's probably the biggest gift that McAllen ISD has given me.
And we're back here on Football Night in McAllen. I'm Mark May. Hope you're enjoying this production of MITV Sports. All our MITV crew bringing you this terrific matchup. We talked about how this would be an evenly matched game, and it's certainly lived up to that billing. 14-10 the score now. And the Bulldogs, who took the lead with about 2 minutes left in the game on a 35-yard run by Franklin Ediano, trying to hold on to that lead right now. 17 seconds left. Briones back to throw from his own 40-yard line, now running for his life. Is going to throw it deep down the field, tipped and incomplete. 3 Bulldogs were down there. Albert Martinez, the intended receiver, I think it was tipped by Helmkamp, and it goes incomplete. There's only 8 seconds left. And that was a play that took a long time to develop, took 9 seconds off the clock. And with 17 seconds, you would expect to at least try to get 3 plays out of that. But the Huskies now looking at perhaps only 1 more play. They're at the 40-yard line, and they're going to have to get some kind of completion and then some kind of razzle-dazzle, like a series of laterals or something like that. You might see that here, unless they're able to get a defensive penalty. This could be the last play. 2nd and 10. Briones back to throw. He's going to throw deep left side. He's got a receiver down there near the 5-yard line. It's picked off, and the Bulldogs are going to win it. It's picked off by Trip Potter, and the Bulldogs have won the game. And look at that celebration. The Bulldogs running out onto the field and celebrating. They win the game 14-10. It comes down to the end, and look at that emotion. Look at the emotion. Coach Brewer. Coach Brewer calling his players over, cheerleaders cheering ROTC with the flags. It's great to see. The Bulldogs had been through such a trial in September and October and pull out the win here as the teams will now shake hands. Hard-fought game by both teams. Both teams showing a lot of pride out there and representing their schools well here tonight. But it's the Bulldogs who come off with the win and snap their losing skid and win their final home game of the regular season. They'll finish up next week against PSJA North. That'll be a Thursday night game. Huskies will be at home next week on a Friday night and take on the PSJA Bears. There you go. And there you see lots of celebration going on. Got the homecoming king and queen out there too. There's some highlights to look at. You saw Diaz with a short touchdown run back in the first quarter, and it was a 7-0 lead for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs defense playing probably their best game of the year here tonight. A hard-fought game. There's a great interception by David Chiquito back in the first half. That helped stop a Husky drive. Here's a big hard run there. I think that was Ayala on that carry. And then some tough running by this guy, Gonzalez. And look at that as Trip Potter came in there and stripped the football out. There are 3 turnovers tonight. That was Bramble who got to spike the ball into the turnover trash can. And here's Ariano, Franklin Ariano, our hero for the night, who rambles 35 yards for the touchdown. And Mackay emerges the victor, 14-10, the winning touchdown with just over 2 minutes to play in the game. And it's a happy homecoming for these Bulldogs. Here's, I believe, near the last play of the game, but this is the last play right here as Trip Potter went up there. Albert Martinez, intended receiver at the 5. Potter went up there, the big senior went up there and snared the ball and cradled it for the victory. The 3rd turnover tonight generated by the Bulldog defense. And what a game And the Bulldogs, you see all the relief on their faces as they get the victory tonight. So much emotion out there and a lot of happy. Look at that, all the students out there, the cheerleaders, the players. There's Mr. Albert Canales there in your foreground in the suit, the principal at Mackay, and a Bulldog himself. Class of 91, I believe, and they're playing the alma mater now. And this will be something that all of these players and students remember all their lives. It's this big win to cap the end of the 2018 season. So congratulations to the Bulldogs. We'll go to wrap things up now. Here's Jake Berry standing by with Coach Brewer.
Hey, this is Jake Berry with the Sideline Postgame Show. I'm here with the victorious Coach Brewer of the Mackay Bulldogs. Coach, you guys got through a lot this season, but you guys came back in this game down 3 points, scoring with 2 minutes and change. What did you tell your team at halftime? And I mean, really, what did you guys put together on that last drive?
All I told them at halftime was it's right here for the taking. If you want it, let's go get it. And kids were hungry. They wanted this one bad. Yeah.
You know, this is a win that was a long time coming. Some tough games this season, but you guys, you know, persevered. You guys really fought through the season. You know, you made. Oh, 1 second.
Happy birthday, Coach Kevin Brewer, the head coach.
Last one. You made men out of boys this season with, you know, the adversity you guys have had. What can you say about your team?
Tremendous group of kids. Love these kids to death. We've been through so much together. They've hung in there and persevered, trusted each other. There's a lot of love in this locker room right here, and I'm extremely proud of these kids.
Thank you, Coach. Congratulations.
Thanks, Jake. Appreciate it.
All right, we're going to have Jackson Helmkamp come in. Jackson, congratulations.
Thank you.
You, both sides of the ball all season, you know, you're that utility guy for this team. What can you say about your team's performance tonight and just, you know, sticking with it all year?
Well, even though we've had a tough season, these guys never gave up. Every single second along the way, they just play their hardest, and I love these guys. What I love about them is they just don't give up. And even though we're not making playoffs, this win was important for us. And all these seniors, they deserved it.
Congratulations. And, you know, on this last drive, both offensively and defensively, how do you put it into words what you guys, you know, pulled? Because you scored with 2 minutes and change. How do you put that into words for your teammates?
Well, right there, it was all heart. And every single one of my teammates, they just gave it their all. And even though we were all tired and a lot of us were hurt and injured, we just kept fighting.
Hey, way to stick with it this season, and congratulations on getting this win. Thank you. Jackson Helmkamp of the victorious Mackay Bulldogs. That's it. That's a wrap for us this week. We're going to come back next week. We've got Rowe versus McAllen Memorial. For everybody at MITV, I'm Jake Berry. We'll see you next week.